Top three. Number one, I would say that I do think outside the box, and I do not have preconceptions of how the system should be. Sort of walking into things with a fresh perspective, I think that I have the opportunity to bring some fringe ideas into the mainstream. And I think that I share this in common with Marion Chase, who says that she doesn't think outside of the box. There is no box. So I really appreciate that mentality, and I think that we need to bring more just really unusual solutions, because we have these pressing problems. And while I don't think that I'm going to be the candidate who solves climate change or, poverty or hunger, what I want to do is create systems that can better respond to these types of crises going forward. How do we make government more nimble? How do we harness the intellect of the community and engage people in the act of government? I think that what you guys are doing with brainstorming these totally outside of the box eco-village ADU ideas is great, and we need more of that. I think that we need to sort of break down some of these knee-jerk reactions and some of these, kind of us versus them politics, where there are these two political parties in Sonoma County, and they sort of tend to throw stones at each other. And I feel like we need people who are out here to come in with some ideas that both of those sides can rally around. So number two, I would say that I am definitely a consensus builder and someone who can bridge some of those old political divides. I'm a farmer, so I understand and come from the agricultural community, but I am a food farmer and I am an environmentalist farmer, and so I also am very passionate and have a lot of friends in the environmentalist community. So trying to bring some of those groups who have been traditionally at odds to work on some of these outside of the box solutions, because some of these policies don't really have opposition, but they haven't gotten support because the two communities don't talk to each other. So I'm talking about things like affirmative ag easements, things like the Mini Williamson Act, which is something that Evan Wigg has proposed. How can we create property tax incentives for smaller parcels? Because guess what? Food farmers can't afford to buy 100 acres in Sonoma County. Pretty much nobody can afford to buy 100 acres in Sonoma County anymore, and yet that's the size that we're looking at if you want to qualify for Williamson Act. Number three, I would say that I have a lot of energy and I am kind of a workaholic. Having been a small farmer, I'm the kind of person who works 24/7, 7 days a week. And so that is the work ethic that I would bring to this job. And I am committed to going out to every single small town throughout the 5th District and making sure that every single small town feels represented. Because I've lived in unincorporated Sonoma County the whole time that I've lived in the county, and I know what it's like to just have one representative who represents you. And that person is only one of 5. So it's tremendously important to bring the voice of unincorporated Sonoma County and all of our amazing tiny towns and villages that we have spread throughout the 5th District. But I also just want to say, I think we've got a lot of good choices for supervisor this year, and I've actually really enjoyed getting to know the other candidates. So I hope you get the chance to listen to us all.
Thanks.